Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, one and all, if you're out there. Very strange day today. My hard disk decided to destroy itself. Fortunately, I have backups, so I've got some of it back, but I haven't got all of it back. So it's all very weird. Hence, no music, and we'll see what else goes wrong. But anyway, we're just sorting out characters, and then we'll
Seems
get going.
sensible.
Okay, so what else do you wish? What else
So
do
the
you wish to improve?
Aye. But most people take stealth because they can't stand it being squished if it gets caught.
Well, I've taken Vigour, so she's slightly less squishy than she was.
And strength to give a D4 strength.
Are her skills like ours? You get two different ones increase, one upgrade.
Doesn't say you can increase. Hang on, skills are traits, aren't they?
Although I'd just like to point out, if you want to be a cruel GM, right, the animal it still has its intrinsic animal nature. So if it fails a smarts test, it will go and do what a fox does.
What does the fox say? Sorry, I'm sorry.
Traits. Traits. Characters divided by attributes and skills, collectively called traits. And technically speaking, that does seem to imply you can increase. If it does say as where is it? Familiars.
Well, I know you can definitely increase them. I just don't know whether
you
or
can
not
increase one of the familiar's traits one die type. It doesn't say. It just says one die type. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that means if you want to use one of your 4 advances on that your familiar should have had up to this point to increase one of its skills, it just improves it one die type because you can only improve one once, can't you?
Yeah.
Technically, you can also give her a new skill with that.
Well, yeah, that counts as increasing one.
Well, you could give what Bert's saying is you can give Amber a new skill and she'll just get D4 in it and never get any better than D4, but it's a new skill.
Or you could increase her notice.
Notice up to D8, stealth up to D10.
Would that be 1 upgrade or 2?
2.
Right.
I've had a player that added performance to familiar, and he gets to roll it as a support role when he tries to make money.
That's
cool. I like it.
Have a little dancing fox. I mean, they have dancing bears. Why not a dancing fox?
How about give her survival to improve tracking? Would that be applicable?
Yeah, because she can roll support too. Don't forget, of course, there is a downside that, mind you, it does get a wild die, so it's a D4 and a D6. Yeah, I don't see why survival makes sense. Basically, you can then get your familiar to make survival as a support role for someone's tracking. Of course, if it goes wrong, it will make it worse because they're possibly mucking up the tracks.
Yeah. And I think I'll take athletics to the last one, please.
So athletics to D10. Okay, that's your 4 advances. You probably need to make a note of that you've increased vigor, strength, added survival, and increased athletics because you're bound not to remember next time. And there's no advance tab for NPCs.
I'm going to put it in I'm trying to find a notes section on Amber.
There isn't a notes section, but you could just create a note.
Can you do it on her sheet, or is that just not?
Increase. There we go. So it was strength, vigor, survival, athletics, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Thank you so much.
There we go. So they're just on your description. So we've got it. Okay, right. Now we've done the long overdue paperwork out the way. Where were we last time? Oh, yes. It all went horribly wrong, didn't it?
You sound so gleeful.
Okay. Right.
It could go worse or it could go brilliant right at this point. We're right at that point where we could tip this either way.
Okay, so
we can always make it worse.
It's always possible to make it worse. So, yes, I shall reshare the map. Oh, yes, we ended last week as Rannick's unconscious body crumpled to the floor. barely breathing. I think he's out, didn't he? He's battered. He made his roll, so
he is
he's
unconscious.
He's unconscious. He's basically just down and out with and he's got battered guts. So he's in a bad way. -1 vigor and toughness as we start the next round.
Is this initiative order that everybody's watching? It's next deal everybody's.
Okay. Oh dear, this is bad.
Wow.
Go on, eh?
Yeah, the one person you didn't want to go before Jelson got the Joker.
Although I'd just like to say at this point,
Enough! Bandit.
The whole plan went on because obviously Rannick interposed himself between this guy and.
Jelson's back here in this little narrow passageway. The giant can't get in here, can he?
He can certainly hit you, know.
what? He's not going to go for the dwarf with the giant slaying arrow just 8 yards behind him. Do you feel lucky?
I'll let you do an impromptu taunt if you want.
I bet it's not my goal. You got the Joker. It was that's just fate. That's the way the dice come out.
Let's do it. Let's hurt you. Okay, let's swing the keen battle axe at the dwarf. Hitting. Doesn't cut you off from getting through the passageway though. That is basically
runes.
An incapacitation with a single hit. TPK.
Wow. Nice start. Shit.
Nice start, right?
What I'm saying, this could all go terribly right or terribly wrong. Right?
I know, and I didn't buy the edge of divine intervention, because, and I didn't take resurrection either. Okay, so I take it this is below all the bennies.
It is. This is by all bennies. This is going to be brutal. If he starts chewing through you all.
I thought it was going to be a critical failure. That.
Well, that stops you dying.
That stops me dying. So I take it. I'm going to. Yes, I'm going to. I'm going to take this. No, do I want to do this?
At the moment, any healing rolls will be at -4. But if you critically fail, you're incapacitated. Have you got any healing potions?
Yeah, I've got healing potions galore.
Yeah. Theoretically speaking, the best.
Yeah, I'm going to take the runes. I'm going to take the runes.
Yeah, that's a big smack into you now, I'm afraid. Okay, over to Arena.
Not incapacitated.
I think it's time I turned into something big and strong.
Okay.
Well, I got the raise, that's for damn sure.
You certainly did.
What size are these guys? Are they? Which kind of giants are they? Hill giants?
The stone giants.
Stone giants. That's size 3. Great. I'll turn into an Etin. An Etin is size 4. One size.
Size limit, is it?
No, I can go bigger than that. I think maybe. Not sure actually. I'm heroic now. Might be able to go bigger at heroic.
Yeah.
I can certainly do size 4 though. I've done it before. Heroic. Size 3 or 4. I can do size 4.
Size 4. So you want to become an Etin, do you?
I'll become an Etin, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I'm bringing a party to you.
Has the party, as of yet, killed any of the big bad guys?
There's quite a few. Quite a few.
We've killed several of the giants. Yes.
Yes, there's lots of dead giants everywhere.
Were any of them armed with anything except rocks?
Yeah, they're all armed with mauls.
Great! I want to pick up a maul in each hand.
Okay, in that case, I better give you that token then. Which is an Etin with 2 weapons. Okay, now let's So you got the raise, so when you get the raise, that increases your vigor another die type, doesn't it?
And strength, I believe.
And strength as well. Okay, so your strength goes up. Oh, jeepers. That's fine. I suddenly got very confused there. You're hardy. I think that's... Oh, actually, you've already. Well, yeah. So you want some giant dwarves, don't you? Let's find a stone giant. Come on, it's a stone giant. There we go. Combat. Weapons.
By the way, what's Gladdenmere wearing?
That's a very good question. What is he wearing? He is wearing a breastplate and a cloak and a medium shield. Okay. Probably need the dog horse. Okay. So you turn into an Etin, and then Amber's up.
Amber is going to try an athletics grip on the yellow, the same way a cat does when it runs up against your legs at the bottom of the stairs. Or the top of the stairs, feeling dangerous.
Okay. Athletics. Okay. Against agility. I'm afraid he's not affected by the fox running around his legs.
I'm not sure he even noticed the fox running around his legs.
Probably doesn't. If Amber's got some movement left, she might want to use the rest of it to get out. She hasn't attacked, therefore hasn't actually been physically attacked. You know what I mean? Engaged in combat, and therefore, technically, okay, that brings us to your dog wolf.
That's going to attack this stone giant. Knocking its teeth out.
Oh, there goes the six. We have an exploding attack dice. Roll that damage as he bites the stone giant on the ankle. He's breaking his teeth. Yeah, not doing any real damage, not getting through that stone-like skin.
Yeah. Not surprised.
Yeah, Jelsa at this point sees Rannick go down, and while she sees the giant move away, she goes screaming, running across the room, screaming, "Rannick, I told you to get under cover!" And she throws herself across him bodily, face down, grabs a hold of his armor, and squeezes her eyes shut tight.
Whoa, you got the eyes.
And we that's where that takes them to.
Okay, well,
would take it 24 inches or,
yep.
It should take it right back to the And if anybody turns around, which I doubt, all they'd see is a puff of pink smoke or Rannick.
Yeah, you're out of everybody's field of view at this point.
Yep, there we go. No one even saw it, I'm afraid.
Yep, of course not.
As the moments of glitter fade away.
And I'm gonna pat him down to see if he's got any healing potions on him.
That's a very good idea. Let's see what's he got. Yeah, he's got a potion of. He's got 1 potion of healing.
Okay, I'm gonna take it out, and I determine he's just unconscious and he's not dying, so I'm just gonna drop it next to him. I'm gonna drop one out of
So
my
he's got 8 potions of healing. Sorry.
Okay, well then I'm gonna make sure he has his potions of healing. I'm gonna pick up a rock, scratch in the wall. Granny, stay here till I get back. Chelsea.
Okay. So that's okay.
Plus I can move too, because if the action didn't come, it's
Through the gap. Okay, Don of the Dread is recovering from being shaken, it would appear.
It's a miracle, wasn't it? I actually don't know what I'm doing here.
Join the club.
Besides, none of the giants saw where we went either. And they came down here.
I think what we'll do is see, the thing is, Bert does monstrous damage by this stage, so but he just can't hit.
Actually, I just remembered that Berg is supposed to get a free reroll on any attack where both he and his target are touching Earth.
Oh, right, that's useful.
And most
Yeah, okay. We're going to go for smite. Yeah, we're going to go smite. We're going to go for a greater smite. Greater smite, armor piercing.
-4 cast.
Oh, that's what I've used. I've used conviction. So it's going to be -4 cards.
Are you multi-actioning or single-actioning?
It's going to be a single action with conviction to see if I can pull it off. No, I'm going to multi-action. That's the trouble with this, isn't it? It's going to have to be a multi-action.
Or you smite one of the powers you can cast without a multi-action bonus.
It is, so it's not a multi-action penalty. So it is a multi-action, but there's no
I would hardly recommend that you reach into your pack, drink a healing potion to basically increase your ability to keep standing, and then cast whatever you're going to cast after that.
Well, here's the thing. Can you cast a spell onto the material plane from the ethereal plane? Because we're going to drink, we're not going to drink a potion of healing. What I was going to do is I was going to drink a potion of ethereal, and take myself off the material plane. So yeah, let's do a multi-action, and we'll do in fact, no, yeah, I mean the multi-action doesn't matter. So yeah, so it's let's target Irina and Bert. And we'll cast We'll cast Smite and we'll see what happens. Well, it's a success. It's a success, so it's going to be +4 damage. AP 2.
Unable to affect the physical roll while you're incorporeal.
And then I'm going to drink a potion of... Or do you want to really screw with your head and go invisible?
Incorporeal makes more sense.
Incorporeal is probably better. Potion of intangibility. Off.
Okay, no, it's successful. This is cannot affect any travel through walls, non-magical weapons straight through. Non-magical weapons struck pass straight through, so you can be in trouble with that.
Yep, because he's got a magical weapon.
You know that by them shooting.
Yep.
Besides, anybody who's got smite cast on them can have a magical weapon.
And then he's going to get a free... I think he's going to get a free attack on me. Well, he might not get a free attack on me. Because then we've got to move to there.
If you move, he will. That's the problem.
He's intangible, so.
He's got a magic axe.
So your magical weapon.
And a joker bonus, and the guy and the dwarf's almost dead.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't move.
I mean, you're incorporeal, so I mean, anyone else can walk free.
But the funny thing is, I haven't actually moved away from combat. I'm only just moved round if I go there.
It depends. If you move out of his reach, if you move out of his reach, then he gets a free attack.
Well, I'm still in these.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I'm still in.
Right,
Right, no, where the hell is Rannick? Son of a...
Okay, I see what you're saying. So you are now.
I'm going to heal Rannick.
Okay.
Buggered off.
That brings us to Bird.
Okay, Bert is going to. Unfortunately, Bert is going to. Sweet. That's what I was looking for.
Hit the et in.
And the wolf dog.
And the wolf.
I'm beginning to think you don't like me, but
I was really hoping that
if you want a bit of a better gaminess, move to there, and then you only hit the wolf dog.
Okay, that's acceptable. I wasn't sure if you'd let me metagame that much.
Yeah, I don't see what. I mean, it's combat. You can move slightly, can't you? Okay, so you miss the ogre, you hit the wolf, you miss the ogre, and you hit the snowdrop.
I think I want to go ahead and use my free reroll on that.
Please do.
Same.
Okay, roll for damage.
Yes, at this point he's leaking molten metal.
Indeed. Okay, I'm afraid that's the end. The wolf returns to the spiritual plane from whence it came.
yeah, it turns to ectoplasm and splats in a puddle.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. And so does the hill giant drops dead. I suspect. No, the hill giant may survive. There we go.
That's amazing. Wow, what is Snooks up to? Snooks sees me spinning around doing all kinds of damage over there, so Snooks is going to come over here and play with the giant over here.
That's 2 big
Not seeing a
misses.
gang up bonus on there. Not that it makes any difference, but
Gang of bonus does it for some reason. Broken.
okay, that's it for Snooks.
That brings us to Direbear. Okay, that brings us to Ogre Mercenary, who's literally going to squeeze in there to make sure he can join you in the hard work, getting spatted by you later on. He hits you with his metal weapon. It doesn't hurt you. The second Ogre Mercenary remains shaken. A third Ogre Mercenary remains shaken. That brings us to Stone Jump. Way over here. Really interesting. Why is this thing not playing? Why is this computer playing? It's not scroll. It's not. It's really not happy. It's really not happy. Why? Stone Jump. Press that. Stone Jump number 9. It's there. And throws a rock at Conrad.
Better be a magical rock.
Oh, critically failing. Oh, I know what I'm doing with that rock. If we want a critical failure, he's hitting his boss.
Yeah, I'm a
Shakes.
ghost. Bye.
I know, but he doesn't.
I know.
Galen,
But that's me,
Galen
Jake.
is hit by a rock. That turns and snarls an annoyance.
Does it go straight through, doesn't it?
The maul is swung at the dwarf, which has no
And they
effect.
see the dwarf if he's incorporeal.
He's incorporeal, he's not invisible.
Yeah, I'm just messing with their heads at the minute.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, they'll realise after a while they can't touch him, but basically what happens there is the maul literally passes through him with... Okay. Okay,
Oh,
so
goody.
quite a few...
Well, at least I get one.
Yes, indeed. Quite a few bennies just came along there.
Do I need to roll off against them to see if I can go before they do?
No, I won't worry about it. It's much easier to just say that whichever joke... I just say the black joker wins the red joker in that regard. I mean, it makes life easier. Okay, they all basically try and sweep it. Don't do anything, and that brings us to Irina with the joker.
Okay. Can I fight over the top of Snookum?
Of course you can.
That's
Just
me.
on side. Get shit up there, no.
Let's do some serious hitting with this guy.
You should have.
That worked.
You should have a ball. Oh yeah, you do. Okay.
Don't forget that weapon's AP too as well.
Didn't target it.
You didn't target it, did you?
No.
There you go.
Just
And
saying,
your second ball attack?
I tried doing it off the bottom of the combat bar to see if it would work, and it didn't. So,
Oh, that's a good hit coming from the second one there. Okay, that's 2 good hits. Roll for damage. Okay, the first hit. Causes 3 wounds. The second. Oh, jeepers creepers. Okay, that's 7 wounds I've got to deal with. Let's call first and incapacitate here. That means he's not incapacitated. I'll spend another one of my pennies on that. Okay. I think he might not be surviving this. Okay, so that takes 3 wounds, then I'll spend another penny to try and soak the second attack. Another penny to try and soak the second attack. Final ready to second attack. He goes down. He goes down, but he's incapacitated. He's unconscious.
If I can continue my move through, I will.
Yep. No problem at all. You continue your move to there. There's non-dreads in front of you. He's sort of slightly sees.
Cool.
Amber.
Amber is going to try an athletic trick on Stone Giant 9, and then run after else.
Go for it. Make that athletics roll. Right, that is a raise. So that means we get to roll on the creative combat table, don't we?
Lovely.
I guessed. Okay, you shake him. Stone Giant 9 is shaken, distracted, or vulnerable. Vulnerable. Vulnerable it is. And keep scampering on that. Brings us over here. So... Jelsa.
I'm gonna have to run to get back up to where I can see what's going on. Get there, so I can know what I can see. Oh, I can see the stone. Which? Oh, but I'd have the drop on any of them, wouldn't I? First, I want to check something else. I don't know if I can do it from back here. Yeah, I can get those too.
Not sure what happened there. Make a. Oh, it must have had you targeted. Make a stealth roll.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. You get the drop on one of them. I'll just add the 4 on manually. One of them,
Well,
one of them does hear you as you come down the
Yeah,
corridor.
I don't know if it applies on spells. It does on it says shooting or throwing or.
I don't have a problem with that. Roll the damage, and I will say that basically Stone Giant 8 will take 4 more damage than Stone Giant 10. Off you go. Okay, so might not matter. Okay, Stone Giant 8 takes 21 points of damage, which basically instead of wounding him means he's incapacitated.
And the raise will still apply to this because I had a raise on both of them.
Yep. Unfortunately, Stone Giant 10 is unaffected.
Oh, I'm going to burn a penny on that one.
Okie dokie.
Just because.
Don't forget to turn on that extra damage die. Or roll it. Yep, no problem at all.
Oh, that didn't work, but I got one of them.
You got one of them. Yep.
I think he took all of the attack and protected the one behind him.
And I shall let you end your turn because I cause chaos when I do it, and then then it is Nondrad's go. Don of the Drad.
Right, I am attacking Stone Giant number 10. How can you say he can attack when he's a ghost? Well, he doesn't know. Well, depends if he flinches or not.
Because he's a mighty dwarf.
Hey, I get what you're doing there. Yeah, no, that's good. I like it as a test. Okay, yeah, fine. You
But he fails.
You rolled a 5, but he got an 8. So I'm afraid he's not fooled by you.
Sandra, have you not got smite cast on you?
No, he cast it on you.
Ah, because if you've got it cast on yourself, it counts as a magic weapon. But never mind.
Ogre Mercenary is going to Ogre Hook Bert. Hitting, doing nothing. Ogre Mercenary number 2 doesn't recover. Ogre Mercenary number 4, I think Ogre Mercenary number 4 is recovered. Ogre Mercenary number 4 is blind as well. Actually, they're all blind. I hadn't noticed that. Let's do vigor rolls on them all. Oh dear. Okay, vigor roll to shake off being blind. Vigor. Successful. Vigor roll to get rid of being blind. Unsuccessful. This one still has to ogre hook you first, which misses, and then he gets a vigor roll at -2, which is successful. And that brings us to Bert.
Return the favor.
I take it that's a sweep coming up.
Yes, it is.
Sweep away. That's a hit. 3 hits. What's very useful, isn't it? Ouch. Just ouch. Well, he does have 4 bennies actually, so I'll take that back and see what happens. He's got 4 bennies, so I might as well use them. But he's standing. And the second one?
And second one? It's going to be 4 wounds. I mean,
yeah.
I do have a +8 on my damage, so.
Yep. Okay. He's not getting out of that one. He's bleeding out. Okay, and the last one. That's 8 damage. That's obscenely scary. 3 wounds.
Oh, that's only 3 wounds. My mistake.
Still not enough to save him. And okay.
That one, apparently, he ducked just right, and I only knocked him out.
Indeed. Quite scary, really, isn't it? And then Schnooks.
Okay, Snooks is going to try to stay out of people's way and come around here to attack number 9.
Okey-dokey. Number 9 is targeted. Looks possibly. Not sure if he can actually. Probably not actually. That's okay. Don't worry. Oh, Schnurks. You've done a Rannick.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say anything, because I was waiting for you to pick on me.
Notice. Okay, Schnooks comes sliding in, and obviously this area is quite slick with multiple bodies and everything. And I'm afraid Schnooks. What actually happens is Schnooks comes rearing in and just slips and keeps sliding that way and ends up sort of upside down by the wall.
Yeah, I think that deserves a.
Whoa.
Yes. Where is it? I think I've got it. Make it work. Do that. Turn computer off. Can't leave a board all the time. Got to save power. Turn the computer off. Turn back on again.
Mine's taken to telling me there's something consuming an awful lot of power. We should turn it off every time I put Fantasy Grounds on.
Well, yes, because Fantasy Grounds is basically running Unity, isn't it? It is. It's a hog.
It is, totally.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, but I couldn't get it to load in time.
Yeah, the only problem I've got with my computer is something between the chair and the keyboard. I can't figure
out. Okay. At this point, with a large roar, some more opponents enter the fray. Dondrad.
Dondrad, right. Got another one? Where are they all coming from? What have I got? I've still got three. I've still got 3 rounds of this party to do. I wonder if the bear's dumb enough to go for it.
Try a trick on it. That'll make it more likely.
Yeah, I'm just going to go and run up and attack the bear.
Okay.
Oh my god, there's more of them coming. That's a fail, and I'm not going to ban it either.
Okie
But we've got more coming. Oi, Bert, come and plug this other hole.
Darbear number 2. Where's Darbear number 2? That's Darbear number 2. Jelsa Sparkly Tips.
Jelsa kind of likes it in here where nothing can actually attack her, so she's just going to move out to the edge, which is not even half her move. So I can see what I can see. Okay. Oh, now I can see Dondrad. Do I realize he's incorporeal?
Make it a cult roll.
Oh, gee, that's a great idea. I need the other character, damn you.
Nope.
Well, then I'm going to have to spend the extra PowerPoint.
Well, actually, you would anyway. You'd have to anyway.
Does magic effects affect the incorporeal?
Oh, does it?
Yes.
Actually, that would have been really rather funny.
And from his perspective, I'm not sure Dondrad would have been laughing.
Dondrad's incorporeal. I don't need to be selective. Why is the dwarf dead? Okay. You hit yourself, apparently.
Oh, I didn't target me.
Okay, so you don't. Darbear number 3 is not hurt.
Is that the one with the rays?
That was the one with the rays.
The one with the rays before I do anything else.
Okie dokie. Roll that damage. That's looking more promising.
Or the first.
Oh no, that did. Hang on, that's not on that's not on the stone giant. So let me. I'm gonna have to remove that, then reapply the hit
On the dire bear.
And then the damage on the dire bear is 19 points of damage, and the dire bear shakes it and causes a wound. And now you can roll for the stone jump.
And that didn't have a raise. Yeah, and then I'm going to kind of duck back where they can't reach me.
Okie dokie. Sensible move. Then Mr. Ogre Mercenary's up. After you end your turn, because I get in trouble when I do it. I'm sure Jibbity's watching, get ready to tease me. Okay, Ogre Mercenary remains shaken, so that's the end of his go. Bert, you're up. He's shaken, so you can just walk away.
Bert is going to wild attack.
Okie dokie. Bert is now wild attacking. God, I forgot you actually had growth cast on you as well.
Yeah, it's not
That's
going
it.
anywhere.
He's huge, isn't he?
I will take that free reroll.
See if you can get the raise. Yep.
Just to hit. I was. That's why I wild attacked, was I was shooting for the raise.
Uh-huh.
Which the puny ogres.
Well, that's an ogre patty.
New pace. What is my new pace? 5. So I will start moving this direction.
Okay. He's moonwalking. Let's turn him round.
Nice visual.
Indeed. Nooks.
Nooks will get back on his feet, kind of look around, make sure nobody saw that, and then step over here and try again.
Go for it. Most important, no one saw that.
Fortunate.
Snooks isn't expecting to hit. He's just kind of here.
Snooks has got
serving
5
as a
pennies, by the
distraction
way,
type
actually.
thing. Yeah,
Just
but
bear
unless
in
I get a
mind.
raise, or
Yeah.
unless I get an ace somewhere, yeah, it's just not worth his effort.
No. Just mention
Save it for
passing
those
it.
squishes coming his way.
Exactly. Stone giants pour into the room. That's a rock throw. That arena. The Etin. But bounces off arena's toughened hide. Stone giant number 9 remains shaken. Stone giant number 10 will basically move in, engaging the Etin, and swing his maul at the Etin, which basically connects solidly with Arena's Etin torso, doing negligible damage. Arena.
My turn. Okay.
That's a hit on Stone Giant 10. You can better it and roll the damage if he's still standing, hit him again if you want to, or just hit the other one if he goes down.
Thank you for that permission to do that. That is what I was considering.
So yeah, I mean, that's definitely you only knocked him unconscious, I suspect. Yeah, he's out cold for 24 hours, but he's unconscious.
Well, I'm going to stand on him and hit the other one.
That's a hit. Two wounds upon the other one. That's enough to put him down as well.
I'll continue my movement.
Again, knocking them both out. And then move to there.
And Amber.
No problem at all. Probably a very sensible move. New round, and Arena gets to go first.
Carry on plowing through them then.
It is a killing machine. Until I say that. But...
Well, I can bury that then. Oh, come on. Have you just cursed me? One more penny.
That's a hit.
Yeah, that should do it.
3 wounds. Okie doke. 3 wounds will incapacitate the dire bear that had already taken a single wound already. Oh, look, yeah. I like the way you're just knocking them out, though.
Yeah.
That's a hit. Amazing that you guys definitely do need the shape changes these days to survive some of these fights, don't you?
Yeah. Now, let's see if we can...
Look at that! You just piled through everything there.
Yep. Smash! Smash!
Arena smash. Amber.
Is going to continue past Jelsa and out of the way.
Okay. That brings us to the Dahlbear. Okay, let's have a look at the Dahlbear stats. That last Dahlbear didn't get to do a lot before you schmooked it. Okay. Killer Instinct. It's a free roll in any opposed test he initiates. That's interesting. Okay. Resilient large spot. That doesn't help. Grab. Fight against a target of its size or less, but that won't help you. So, yep, all it can do is just swat at you with its claw. Which it doesn't do anything with. Dawn of the Drad.
Dawn of the Drad. Well, quaff. 3 potions of healing.
Yay!
Because me party trick's running out and nobody's buying the.
Hang on. You don't. What are you doing? They were major healing potions.
Well, I've just dragged the wrong ones, haven't I? That's all right. So what? See, we can fix that. Don't worry. Move on. I'll fix that.
Nothing to
if
see.
you're quaffing major healing potions, you only needed to quaff 2 of them.
I've got 7 to be quaffed.
You just like the taste that much, you carry on.
Indeed. But the stone element.
It's really iron brew.
Made in Scotland.
Okay, Bert takes off at a dead run and disappears into the wall.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
it's so cool.
Actually, I've got enough bennies. I think I'm going to go ahead and benny that run die. That was kind of nasty.
We're getting more skilled.
Okay.
I think I can get to there if my numbers are right.
Okay. Here we go. You get to there.
And I will push dire bear number 2.
I love that. You literally just walk through the wall, don't you? Brilliant. Go for it. I'll target him for you.
I need you to scooch me out just a little bit. I'm apparently stuck inside that other wall. That works.
So the wall reaches out and hits the bear.
Yeah. God, how many effects have you got on there?
I have them.
I have all of the effects.
You're kidding me.
Master PowerPoints, but if he's going to spend them...
Oh, you did run, didn't you?
Yeah. And Snooks is, you know what? Snooks is kind of like, this is kind of busy over here. So we'll come over here and kind of rub up against Dondrad. We want a pet.
Unfortunately, Snooks leaps against Dondrad and almost falls through him again.
Didn't say Snooks did it successfully.
Jelsa.
I just lost the map. Hang on. Jelsa is basically going to walk up next to Dondrad. Just going to walk up next to Dondrad. That should... Oh, I can't quite make it. I'm going to do... Dondrad! Rannick's fine. I got him down the hallway. And look to see what else is going on. Figure... Oh, they got it.
At which point, I'm going to start swearing at Jelsa. Not that she can hear me, because I can't make any sound.
Okay, that is a new round. And Jels's first.
Well, I'm not gonna use one of my PowerPoints up, so I'm going to. I can see is the dire bear bigger than the Etten, and I do realize the Etten's probably Irina.
No,
I'm sure she's got
Dire
something
No.
read about her somewhere.
No, I would say the Etid's probably pretty much blocking that corridor.
Okay, then I'm not going to try to get any closer. I'm just gonna, fill Dondrad in. Hey, you okay? And then explain that Rannick's unconscious and probably better because he wouldn't take cover, but he's undercover now.
And from a metagame perspective, probably best to leave him there for the rest of the session.
Well, Joseph's have a mind to leave him there because he keeps running in and he's not listening, and she's going on this whole rant to Dondrad about how badly Rannick behaved.
Healing him might be a good thing to do.
Oh, I left some healing potions with him. When he comes around, he'll be fine. He was he was just unconscious.
Basically, Irina gets hit with an uppercut from the Darbear's claws, which basically sting a little, but that's about it.
And I left a scratch note for him on the wall to wait there till I get back for him.
But one, I still run around. They're being silly.
The growth power on Bert is about to expire. Do you wish to maintain it?
No, because he's still leaking metal, or he's still very hot.
Okay.
And yeah, I think he actually probably will feel a bit more comfortable if it's a bit smaller, that passageway. Okay. Right, I'm going to go there. See, it's the funny thing is I don't have control over this spell because it came from somewhere. It didn't come from me, so yeah, I'm going to have to. I'm going to go there and.
I'm intrigued now, and also a bit concerned.
Yeah, let's shoot the dire bear with an arrow. It's a fail as well.
Really glad you didn't roll a 1.
It wouldn't have made a difference. I'm faking.
It's incorporeal. It would have just it passes.
I'm just hoping that somebody.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that somebody shoots an arrow you want to get out of the way, in which case you're not paying attention to everybody else.
Oh,
wait. Arena, the Etin is no longer shaken.
Lovely. Continue my plowing through.
Maybe not.
Oh. Well, I'm not going to Benny that. I'll just use my second attack.
The second attack hits. These bears are strangely defending themselves. They're not when you hit them, but they're... Oh, it's not down. 2 wounds, but it's not down.
Fair enough.
Darbear number 2, because Amber's out of the way, isn't she?
Yeah.
7. She's found Rannick.
She's licking Rannick.
Okay, Darbear number 2 is going to bite and claw the Earth Elemental. The Earth Elemental is next.
Time for another smash.
Which reminds me, actually. He shrunk a bit, but he still hit well.
Oh, that's right. I lost that die of strength too, didn't I? Bummer. I'm only doing +7 damage now.
Oh,
only a +7 roll for damage. Using that whole. Okay, well,
yeah, that's okay.
That's okay. Those Darbears are tough. Snooks.
Yes, dire bears are very tough. Snooks is going to come over here and bat at Dondrad's leg until it becomes corporeal again.
can definitely see a cat doing that. Dondrad becomes. Well, Dondrad will become corporeal at the end of his turn.
I can't cast spells, can I? Or can I?
Should be able to.
It says you can't affect the. You can't. Well, intangible, you can't affect the real world, as it were.
I just wondered if magic goes both ways. That's all.
While incorporeal, you may affect other incorporeal beings and still susceptible to supernatural attacks, including powers. He's unable to affect the physical world, and it cannot affect him. He can travel through walls, and non-magical weapons pass straight through him. Any items carried at time of casting also incorporeal. Being corporeal when the power ends, but if within someone or something, he's shunted to the nearest open space and stunned. Cast an unwilling target. It's an interesting one.
Yes, I knew it was going to be woolly, but it's okay. Yeah.
You can certainly do spells on yourself because you can affect incorporeal things, and you are incorporeal.
Yes, I would say I would say you can. Yeah, you can.
Oh, hang on, wait a minute.
Incorporeals.
Hang on, wait a minute. Hang on, I've got an idea. I can affect Irina with fighting. So I'm going to step through Irina and say, "You want to hit it just about there?" And the bear's obviously trying to bite my hand because it can't, right? And then I step back through Irina. So basically, I'm going to go up and I'm pointing. By the way, this bit vulnerable and that bit there's vulnerable. And the bear's just like, "What? What's going on here?"
Irina gets some +2 bonus on her next trait roll.
Excellent.
You step back through and then obviously become corporeal. And Schnooks is batting at your ankle. Irina, you get +2 on your first roll. Which means you got which means you got a hit. Doesn't do anything. And your second roll. This is.
After plowing through everything so fast, this bear seems to be a tough bugger.
Yeah, intriguing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dire of the Bears remains shaken. Bird
Smash! Sorry, bash, not smash.
You've lost another 4 points of damage, I'm afraid, Bert.
Yeah, I know.
The smite's turn. Now you're down to +3 damage.
Yeah, but I got the raise this time.
You did. You did indeed. Oh, that was nearly a 12 as well. 2 wounds. I assume you're happy with 2 wounds.
Yeah, we'll take 2 wounds. Even though the damage could have been much better.
That poor bear is still a dire bear, so they're monstrous bears. He's bleeding out. Schnooks, the dwarf is finally solid.
Now Schnooks is going to give him a good solid whack on the back of the knee and then rub against his leg.
Okie doke. And that brings us to Jelsa.
Well, Jelsa's just going to come over here to be up with the party and continue to babble away at Dondrad about, Rannick not getting undercover and not listening, and he's going to be fine, but we got him down the hallway, and I'm going to pet Jelsa, or Snookums at the same time.
You're telling Porcupines he was in the corner.
Poor Darbear can't do anything. But Jelson got a joker, and so did Dondrad. So it's 2 bennies all round.
But the Etten is between me and the dire bear.
Basically, yes.
No, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna waste the bonuses, but I'm just gonna kind of sit here and pet Snookums and rattle on to Dondrad.
No problem.
It's a really good petting.
Really is, yeah. +2 joker bonus. Snookums really enjoy that one. You can't. I was going to say you're solid. You can't fire bows at bears.
I'm solid, aren't I?
Yes.
This'll get you.
You can't fire bows at bears because Arena's in the way. Arena hits. Incapacitates the last of the bears. Everything goes quiet.
Any more? So what's the story with Rannick then? So
Well, and
Rannick,
then I go run. Then I'm gonna go running back down the hallway and goes, "He's down here. I brought him down here where he'd be safe."
Before
so you got like a potion of speed or something we don't know about?
before you do all that,
Yes.
You notice.
Well, then don't move me.
Well, actually, Bert's probably the one who sees it first. Actually, Bert, at the end of the corridor that you're standing in, you can see what appears to be a female stone giant. She appears quite old, and she is basically standing at the end of the corridor there, looking at all the carnage and death around it, and sort of with a pained expression on her face. But at the same time, she has her arms raised up to make it quite clear she in no way is intending to act hostilely. And she calls out down the corridor to you. I don't have much time, but know that if you are here to slay Mokmorian, I am your ally. Come with me to a place we can speak in peace, for I would aid you in your quarrel here. Without my assistance, you might find only your graves below Jorgenfist.
Can I?
I think this is Ally down here, and he'll start walking this direction.
Can I fit down the corridor that Jelsa took Rannick down?
No.
In that case, I'll say if you can get Rannick out to where I can reach, I'll be able to carry him.
I think from a metagame perspective, you should just forget about it for now. It's funnier.
Yeah, he's fine where he is. I left a message for him, and he'll stay out of trouble, and we don't got to worry about him.
Okay.
See that she's covered it. She's covered in runes, and she basically is wearing a dress.
I mean, to be
and
Amber's
and I'll tell her, and Amber's with him, so he'll be fine.
That's true.
I saw Amber go past me, so.
So why are we following the giant?
I moved up so she could tell us her information, not necessarily following her, just what has she got to say for us?
She said she could help us, Dondred.
She goes, follow me, and starts walking off this way.
Should we ask her? I don't know. Let's see how much time we got left. I wonder if I should ask for some advice. Yeah, I think we should stop and ask for advice first.
Ask who?
Oh, I'm sure somebody's died here. We'll just phone them up and ask them.
My advice is we keep going because, we could all go hang out with Rannick for a while.
Why don't we go and why don't we bring back the Knobold and ask him?
Because Bert ran off ahead of us.
She stopped running away from us?
I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay. Yeah. So
Can I ask the spirits if she can be trusted or not?
The spirits say she's outlined in yellow, so kind of.
Oh, you got to have rays on it as well.
Hey, divination. 1 interrupted minute, so you're going to have to be down there on your own while everyone buggers off, mate.
Well, it's fine. I'll arrive late, but yeah, I'll be fine. I'm holding a séance.
Uninteractive coach, community square. Once that's done, you make an arcane roll. Success means the entity answers the question to the best of its ability. Right to this. Okay. Okay. So your question is, what was your question?
So is she really
Is she
really eyeing herself? Is she really her ally against Mulgrim, or is she actually working for him?
But who are you asking?
Well, I'm asking and I'm basically asking the dead.
Yeah, but you got to pick one of them, haven't you? You got to pick a spirit. So what I'm trying to say is, you ask who. What are you asking? You've got the general there. You've got stone giants. You've got dire bears. You've got the kobold. So I'm asking who you asking, because obviously different people will have different views.
Right. I'll ask the kobold, because they don't have to tell me the truth. That's the thing.
They do have to tell you the truth, but only the truth to the best of their knowledge, isn't it?
Aye. I'll ask Gladrun. Galenmere. But by the way, haven't we just all walked away and left his loot, including his magical axe?
Gee, I forgot to check whether he was dead or not. Was he? He was bleeding out, wasn't he?
Oh, he's definitely. If he's alone in a room with me, he's definitely dead.
Oh, he's definitely dead. So you kill him and then ask him. Well, he said yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll let you go and rest in a minute. I've just got to have a chat with you first.
There you go. Anyway, meanwhile, everyone else has followed on us. We'll just pop you all in there. Well, because obviously it takes, by the time you'll get there around exactly the same time Dodge asked the question. So the walls of this cave are painted with red, yellow, and brown black figures, among which are apparent images of giants, mammoths, elk, deer, and wyverns. Others are harder to figure out, ogres perhaps, or giant children, or even humans. The dwarves are very clear, with beards and tiny axes being crushed under enormous giant feet. A simple oil lantern lights a small altar at the far end of the cavern. A modest offering of antlers, hooves, and patches of fur have been piled in front of the altar. Okay. So, the elder introduces herself as Connor. Some of you do recognise the name, because obviously Longtooth told you all about. She was her husband was convinced to follow Mokmorian and sacrificed by Mokmorian. And
she's got a reason to have a grudge.
Indeed. She explains that when Mokmorian first came to these caves, he set up this small shrine dedicated to his people's ancestral spirits. However, as he became more and more obsessed with what drove him and the Thassalon, his interest in religion waned, and after he returned from wherever he went, his first act in this chamber was to sacrifice Van Darek, the father of his old tribe, which is obviously Connor's wife. Since then, Connor has tended to this shrine, she explains, since Mokmorian's blasphemous sacrifice. And he explains that until Mokmorian is put down, her husband's spirit is doomed to haunt this chamber. So basically Van Derek's soul has been bound to this world, and he's until the one who performed the profane act upon him is slain himself. Fortunately, you came here with Connor, so you don't actually have to deal with the portly, slightly insane. So Connor then explains what happened. Obviously, the fact he was sacrificed several years ago, and then explains that Morian's minions avoid this cave because of the haunting. But at the moment, there's no sign of any haunting, so you just have to take a word for it that there's something going on. Connor remains nervous and rushed. She asks you why you've come to Jorgenfist. Conrad, you finished asking your question.
I'm running like hell.
Okay. Go for it. We'll assume you're 9, which gets you to about there. So why do you come to Jorgenfist? Connor asks.
To take care of the problem. He keeps talking about wanting to do take over the world and squish everything that's smaller than him, and we don't want that to happen.
Okie dokie. She seems distracted, and although she seems to be nodding at what you're saying, she's relieved. She's also relieved when she realizes you're here to. She chooses to interpret what you're saying as you're here to stop Mokmorian. She tells you that Mokmorian spends almost all of his time in the library level below this one.
That's worrying.
Where's okay. She explains the quickest way to get to the lower level is to take this corridor and follow it down to the south, and then basically there's a tunnel at the far end of, far southeast corner of the caves, and that will get you out. She does warn you, however, that you will, if you taking that route, will take you past the cavern of the Lamia priests and the trolls. She also said she would have asked you not to, if possible, to any encounters with stone giants, to defeat them without killing them. However, she unfortunately, although she hoped you would come down the main circle so she could intercept you before you came to this area, she was only alerted to the fighting too late. And obviously, she says, they chose their fate when following Mokmorian, but I will do what I can for those that are still living to tend their wounds and keep them out of your way.
Yeah, but Mokmorian is trying to bring back the old empire, and he's going to commit genocide against the stone giants in the process.
Well, indeed. Connor tells you one more thing. She fears that Mokmorian she hears what you said, is fears that Mokmorian has fallen under the influence of an evil spirit. Indeed, one of the ancient lords themselves, she has heard him whisper a name when he thought he was alone. The name is Karzog.
I knew it. I knew it.
You know this name?
Is that not the World Devourer?
No.
Well, it sounds like the World Devourer to me.
I need.
He sounds like that fight, doesn't he?
If I go to, let's see if I've still got that.
It's a different religion. It must be bad.
Pathfinder. I'm sure you've heard the name before. Opening up systems, Savage Worlds, settings. Pathfinder. Why are you not? Okay, so Pathfinder folder's gone as well. This is really surreal. I don't know what's going on. That won't be there. I'll need to go. Oh dear, this is rather annoying. All my rune, all my savage, all my PDFs are gone. Pathfinder, only Pathfinder. I don't know why. F drive, no, yeah, F drive, and then I'll have to go back to my backup. Then I have to go to users folder. Oh, actually, downloads might still be there. Nope, it most certainly isn't. Joe, I'm almost at the point where I want to cry right now. Users. That's not. Oh no. Oh, right on a stick.
What's happened?
Don't think I backed that folder up.
Oh no.
Folder that's ignored. Users. Me. Oh crud. Yep, that serves me right. I've lost. I kept thinking I've got to clear out that folder. I've got to move stuff out of the downloads folder, and it's all gone. That's everything gone. Okay, I'm gonna go and have a cry now.
Oh.
A very short session. RPG up. Lost it.
If it needs to be a short session because of crappy technology deletions, that's all right.
Yes, okay, I'm going to see if I'm really, really lucky. No. If I'm really, really lucky. Systems. Storage worlds. Settings. Maybe I didn't put it there. I'll find it. Maybe it's there. Aha! It's the older versions because I downloaded all the latest versions. But that's fine. I did have them somewhere. This will be version 1.0, which I forgot to overwrite with a newer one. So 1.2. That might be okay. So, hand tool.
Quiet. Thank you.
Okay. Now, what did I say? I said. Okay, background.
Bandit.
Someone's got an excitable doggy.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, that's interesting. Had that happen before? I'm not talking about.
To change from it being JJ.
No, not that. It's literally. Right. I'm just going to close the program because you didn't. Yeah. What the hell hell is going on? Not a happy bunny. Okay. Control C is my
Yeah.
and Control Shift C should be my password. Not now. Let me in now. Okay, right. That's better. You gonna work? Yeah. Okay. Right. Adobe Cloud decided to log me out and then close everything. I am not my computer. I don't know what's going on. Paranoid now. No viruses. Nothing to check. No, I don't know what happened there. Well, I do. It's Windows decided to change all my drive letters around and did something funky. Okay. Stoneless. Is that the only times his name pops up? No. Sorry about this. Right.
You didn't say Rovergug, did you?
So the name Karzog, a name Connor recognizes from secret myths shared by the elders. Karzog was one of those who enslaved her people. It's actually there. I just thought it was something else. Karzog is one of those who enslaved her people, and if Mokmorin has fallen victim to this ancient lord's influence, the danger facing her people and all of Orisia may be greater than anyone knows. There we go. It's on the bloody screen all along. I knew. I thought I'd missed it out for some reason. So there we go.
Yeah, these guys predate Earthfall, so I don't know. The books don't go back that far.
So, there we go. She also mentions that she has never been inside the library and has tried once but not worked out. Basically, does not know how to get the doors open. Warren has never entered or left the library when anyone's been with him. She does know that the first thing that Warren did when he arrived here at Yorman Fist was to enter the Black Tower.
Yes, so if we go and kill him, we want safe passage out of... We want safe passage off the plane. We won't kill a single stone giant on the way.
If you dispatch Mokmorian, then his hold over my people will be over, and they will return to the elders and follow their teachings. I will be
Yep, and we won't touch you after that point.
She agrees. She agrees to that. She agrees to that, and also asks you to promise that you do not, unless forced to, harm unnecessarily any stone giants you come across.
Well, you didn't exactly start it. You're more. I think the stone giants have unfortunately been cursed into unwilling combatants.
She accepts that if they don't give you a choice in the matter, then there's nothing you can do about it, and they have chosen their own fate.
Oh, well, that I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, everybody has a choice to start a fight. I just normally end it, but yeah, I mean, everybody's got a choice. But what I'm saying is, this has got nothing to do with the stone giant tribes. Once if you help us defeat him, then that's it, done as far as I'm concerned, and we're out here. We won't. We don't. We're not even interested in any. We're totally not interested in the stone giants whatsoever. But if this doesn't happen, he's going to commit genocide on the stone giants. There's no win here. There's no positive outcome for the tribe. Yes, as far as he's concerned, who he's trying to summon, you're just cattle for the slaughter.
Okay, so I understand all that, and obviously, how much you say that to Cod is another matter. She might not take some of that too well, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. In the meantime, we've got a new follow Tavis. You can't hear anything because of buffering, but if he says if he's alive, Benny's for everyone. I'm going to make him paranoid by not giving you awareness. Is he?
Where is he? Is it rehearsal?
Because he's obviously trying to watch us while we're at rehearsing.
And to make sure we save Rannick.
Yes, we see. He said can't hear anything because of buffering, but if Rannick's still alive, Benny's for everyone. So I'm just going to make him paranoid by not giving out any bennies, you say.
Cruel.
But Jossel's alive, and I made it clear to him if he died, she was going to end up dead because it would have been that giant standing over. And if she had landed on him the way she did, and the spell didn't work, the next hammer was coming down on her back, and he was right beneath her.
And just to be extra cool, I've just added an effect to Rannick in the combat tracker.
What
says
effect?
very, very dead.
Bleeding out. Very dead.
That's just a winding up. Okay, so yeah, she seems to basically turn around and sort of be gazing at the water again, and obviously making no hostile move against you. You've got a whole floor to explore, really.
You really want to scare him, should trade Joseph's pick for the other one. The one I'm not playing.
So yeah, wasn't a few guys back there with shiny stuff?
Well, I say you got the level. You could go exploring, of course.
The guy who almost killed you had a magic weapon, but I figured that as he was so very big and we're not normally, it was probably just too big for us to use.
Thinking about it logically, obviously the general probably was equipped, and possibly the kobold had a gear, didn't they? I think that was it. The ogres might have done because they were wild cards as well. A bit of metagaming there.
Oh, we could look.
Mercenaries. What did the ogre mercenaries have? The ogre mercenaries had. No, they didn't. Yes, they did actually. Yeah, it had magical hide armor.
Ah. You couldn't tell because it was magic and it was hiding.
Aha! Aha! Oh, let's try that again. Main. It doesn't matter how much space you've got, how big your monitor is. It's never big enough when it comes to fantasy grounds. Okay. I have unlocked tokens. You can wander freely, although it might depend which way you go.
I'm away from my keyboard at the moment. Actually, looking at the time, his rehearsal might have finished. He might be on his way back.
Okay, well, boat's gold that way. Okay, that's stuff. Which way you going, Bert? You went up there and then you went that way. Right, you went up there.
Well, I'm walking through the walls and just kind of poking my head out to see what I can see.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. In that case, in this room here that you've just walked into, this passageway widens into a cylindrical cavern. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. The walls are black with soot and scorch marks. There appears to be 2 red dragons in here. Young ones. They each have a 7-sided star carved into them. into their brand. But yeah, each dragon's already marked with a rune onto a large scale on the back of each of their heads. Yeah. Obviously, because you're sticking out of the wall.
Nice.
They haven't necessarily noticed you. And the other way, there was a door, a set of double doors.
Okay, at which point I will come back and report to everybody that there's a couple dragons in there, and there's a doors up there.
You tell us they're red dragons?
Yes.
Did that red
yeah.
I
dragon?
do say that they're red dragons.
But was there anything important like pools of water or staring statues or anything like that?
But wasn't it a red dragon up in the cavern that?
Yeah.
Is it like maybe its offspring or?
That asked us not to do anything to his offspring. Yeah.
Then I'm gonna turn to Kana and ask her if she knows anything about the dragons that are down the way.
Hang on. Well, as far as she understands, they're young red dragons, and knowing what warrior he's going to sacrifice them at some point in the future. In the meantime, the Lamia priests have charmed them, so they act as their guard dogs, as it were.
Was that the way you said was the easiest way to get down? Was through
She
that
said
tunnel?
that was the most direct route. She didn't say it was necessarily the best way to go. In all fairness.
Okay. And
I mean, she also says if you go the other way around, you will also arrive at where you need. You will also be able to arrive.
Your destination.
Yeah. On the site for a fraction of a second there. I should unlock tokens again. So okay, back down this. So basically, down this way here, that's the ramp that appears to go up to the surface. Let's just add in there so you can see it. That's the other end of the cave where the general was. I'll put you back where you were, but that's just me mapping it so everyone's got a bit, got line of sight.
I just wondered if anything with all the chairs and tables are, because we kind of blunder through.
This huge cavern contains 4 large tables set up around a central platform on which sits an immense stone throne. From the ceiling above hang carved stalactites, some fashioned to look like dancing spears. I'm going to have to look things because everyone moves while I'm reading descriptions of the rooms they're in. Like dragon's teeth, the flickering light of the large fire burns below a row of stalactites to the south. So basically, it looks like it's basically was a dining area. Down here is a large fire pit, burns and crackles in the eastern part of this cave, with a large iron cauldron hanging over the flames from a frame of tree trunks. Kitchen supplies sized for giants sit along the southern wall, including buckets of water, wooden trenchers for food, and gallon-sized mugs.
Yeah, so just now finally get out of earshot of Connor. I'll tell Irina she's technically not on her side, but she's just going to go for the bargain, whatever the best bargain is for the tribe. Her she's only interested in the will for the tribe, so I'm trying to sell it to her the fact that he's going to catch genocide, because that really pushes her buttons.
Don't forget, she actually said if he really is in the thrall of Karzog, then everyone's in trouble.
Yeah, I know. I'm just pushing her buttons.
Yeah,
I'm just pushing her buttons.
That's why she wants That's why she wants him stopped. She fears that he's basically preparing to sacrifice everyone and everything.
Yeah, that's what a dead spirit told me. So yeah, I'm going to push on the buttons. So
at the same point as you get to here, I am going to point out that this place isn't actually empty.
Dun dun dun.
Stone giant is stirring the pot as you two come in. He goes, Food's not ready yet, and then she sees you. She basically picks up a large iron ladle and starts advancing towards you.
Chill out. We're not going to fight you unless you fight us.
See how persuasive you are as a netted. Shouldn't affect your skill, actually. Well, there we go. She goes, want some food?
Smell it.
It's particularly bland smelling.
But how long since I last actually ate anything?
Well, that's a very good question.
How long have we been down here?
Probably only a few minutes, because you know how fighting goes.
Yes, true.
In the maze for a while before we caught up to the fight.
Yeah, I think you spent about 4 hours walking through the caves, didn't you? So you've been. It's probably
right.
late. It's probably late early evening. Yeah.
That'd be nice. Thanks. I'll sit down.
You sit down on one of the chairs. She uses the ladle to spoon out a huge slop of food, and she brings it over, plonks the plate down in front of you, pops the mug down as well, and goes,
"Thanks.
You with the stunties?" Oh.
Did she say, "Are you with the stunties"?
She did.
Is she referring to
a dwarf and a gnome?
Yes.
Comes back, goes, "First for everything. Want food, dwarf? Put yourself down if you want food. I'll bring you some food." Right, I ain't got any rat.
It's not as if they can. It's not as if they can poison me. So.
Oh, little lady, will you want some food?
Well, I'll try it. I can't promise I'll eat it.
Probably an athletics roll for you to get up there, but that's fine. She plonks down 2 huge bowls of bland-smelling food in front of each of you.
If you need me to lift you onto the chair, I will.
Probably.
Pick up Chelsea and put her on the chair next to the soup or whatever it is.
She gets back to you and sort of yelps in shock as this stone elemental walks by, going, "Yeah, I can't feed that." And goes back to stirring the pot.
You know what? I was going to use my favourite mug, but I can't remember where I put it. See that room? That there's a door next to the kitchen. Where is that? Is that a storeroom or something?
It's the larder.
I don't know. Do you think a mug is in there? We could go and have a look.
Doubt your mug's
very
in there.
absent-minded.
Doubt your mug's in there.
By the way, how many do you normally have to feed?
Only those that are allowed inside the castle. Warren's very selective on who he lets in. I think when they all went, they just ran out earlier and they haven't come back. She glares at you all again.
What's the name of that?
I'm just curious.
What's the name of that sorceress?
Warren. You mean?
Is it?
Or the woman?
Is that the neutral one that asked us to?
Kana.
I'm going to say she's looking after them. They got into a bit of a fight, but she's going to heal them up, from what I hear.
Yeah, so Irina, if you can figure out how many she cooks for and then do a quick subtraction, we might work out who's left.
I think you killed everybody on this level.
Well, we promised Kana, and then I'm going to look at Grimelda. Well, we promised Kana we wouldn't hurt anybody who doesn't try to hurt us.
Just watching the green light will move as she moves around. It's really rather cool. Anyway.
And if we kill at least an hour here eating and chatting and talking and searching, I can get my PowerPoints back.
I don't know if you should look in the ladder or not.
Well, Bert's by the door.
Right.
Yeah, Bert's going to push the door open. He's going to try to be very gentle and push the door open.
I don't think you even need the door. You could just walk through.
The room
walk past
is the
it.
Carnivores Paradise. The cave is packed with entire sides of elk, smoked haunches of deer and wild boar, and massive slabs that can only be mammoth ribs. The room is filled with stacks of meats of all kinds, smaller quantities of spices and roots, and many sacks of grain.
Too bad you can't get water from the stone. Otherwise, you'd see Bert salivating.
Did Don Jad want to go and look for his mug? Melda's got it. Melda's stirring. The pot's got her. She's got her back to you.
I mean, I don't think there is anything in there.
Okay. Can I have a notice check, please, Mr. Donald the Dread? And now you're inside the room.
Don't know what I landed, but
Oh.
Yeah, nothing to worry about. Lots of meat. There's even a barrel labelled candy.
Barrel labeled candy. Bert's gonna kind of see if he can reach in there and grab a piece.
The barrel labelled candy is at the very far end of the room.
I mean, the passageway is a bit tight, but you could. I mean, there's that wall's hollow.
Oh, of course, you can walk through the wall, can't you?
Yeah, if you just if you go through that wall there, you could forget the little narrow passage. Just go straight through the wall.
Yeah, Don Jones, you didn't find your mug in there. Bert can make a notice check now he's in there.
Yeah, so anyway, there's nothing in the pantry.
Okay. Not sure why you were running, but that's by the by. Okay. Yeah. So, a closer inspection of the meat in here reveals some gruesome human and elven and dwarven remains. And once you take the lid off the barrel of candy, you see that inside are hundreds of humans, elf and dwarf eyes floating in a thick suspension of foul-smelling brine.
Lovely.
He quietly puts the lid back on, trying very hard not to heave what little lunch he had, and walks back out.
Okay. In the meantime, Schnooks has decided to go to sleep on the throne.
Good for Schnooks. It's the right place for a cat.
Didn't you go back for the axe?
Okay, the general's lair?
Yeah, Bert's going to go around and basically pick up all the loot that he can find. Everything that he can find that's in here and in here. He's going to pick up and carry and drop off probably somewhere about there.
This cavern opens out into the east to a bony tangled pit floor hanging dark bare fur over the exit drawn open. The rest of the walls are lined with fur as well as the floor lie held particularly high to form a mattress to the south. Impressive collection of scalps and wolf trophies. This includes the preserved head of a frost giant. The beards of 100 dwarfs are neatly bundled and secured with a silver ring. Part of what appears to be some, obviously you're a druid, you'll know this. In parts of a marsh giant's grossly elastic but impressively tattooed hide, and bits of broken and dented breastplates from plate armor of a dozen different warriors. There's also a collection of neatly sorted grouping of 33 shields, each marked with the name of a human, elf, or dwarf hero Gaelemir defeated in combat. Can you please make a common knowledge roll, please? You recognise that one of the shields belonged to Anston Jäger, an exiled bastard from the affluent Jäger family of Corvosa. It's a heavy shield, and basically you wouldn't be surprised. Well, obviously examining it further, you do identify that it is magical in nature. Going. I can. My fantasy ground's having a big old sulk there. Okay, so that's the shield. There are, as I say, there are 14 heavy shields. 8, obviously, excluding the magical one. There are 14 heavy shields, 8 light shields, and 10 medium shields. I assume you're not going to worry about those.
No, like I said, I'm going to pick everything up and I'm going to pile it all in this dining room. I'll let them guys. Actually, no, you're right. I probably wouldn't. Anything that glows, I will do a detect magic, and anything that glows, I will take in there.
It doesn't glow, but do you want to pick up the 100 dwarf beards secured with a silver ring?
Oh no, I'm not touching that at all.
Right, so then and then obviously the general's lair, so I get his gear. I have to go to his gear, and then I can drop his gear on the sheet. Shield wasn't magical, so you wouldn't have picked that one up. Yep. Then I think that's pretty Enger's cave. Enger had gear wise. Enger had the Mechless fireballs, which Jels's already took. And the spear, which Radix already took, so that's okay. Then you encountered the tannery, which had the ogre mercenaries, and they had that. Then you went into the armory. Gets you into the armory. The walls of this room have been chiseled away and made almost regular. 4 anvils stand in the middle of the room, while to the south burns a bright forge fire. Immense bellows stand near a row of low iron cages, each featuring a filthy mound of straw. The bellows handles extend through the cages, allowing anyone imprisoned within to work the bellows without the necessity of leaving their confines. To the north, mounds of steel and broken, bent pieces of a dozen weapons are waiting to work. Most of the weapons are 2 stone jars. Jars captured in sitting there. Ah! Ha 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 ha! Aha! Okay. Sorry, I'm just most 2 stones. Yeah. Okay, the cages contained 5 dwarven prisoners.
Contained past tense.
Well, actually, you don't immediately realise they're dwarven prisoners because their beards have all been shaved off. But judging by the shape and build of them, you determine they are dwarves. In addition, damn it, who was it that got nabbed? Excuse me a second. Someone got nabbed.
They're either shaved dwarves or very heavy halflings.
Exactly, yes.
Halfling bodybuilder. Halfling wrestling.
Beer or death. Aftermath. The just waste time. Okay. If there's one human in the cave, there's 5 dwarves and 1 human in the cage. His holy symbol of Abadar clasped firmly in his hands. You recognise him as Gavin Deveron. He was basically, from the building that got demolished. The brewery.
Oh yeah. Cool.
What's the stone giants equipment when they didn't have anything of importance? So anyway, there's 5. As I say, there's 5. I'll not take us again. 5 dwarves in here and 1 human prisoner. And then in the Guardian Barracks, Stone Giants, they had... Yeah, that's it. So the party sheet's got all the equipment you found. The dwarves are basically... Well, the dwarves and the human are all absolutely exhausted at this point.
I'll go ahead and rip the bars off of the cages.
As soon as you... Exhausted as they are, the second you whip the bars off the cages, the dwarves pour out, grab the broken weapons, and go, "Where are they?" "Well, you kill them."
Too late.
Wished.
They seem they actually seem quite annoyed at the fact that you killed them all, but in which case they literally all just collapsed on the floor exhausted.
I'll get you some food. Hang on. And I will go and I'll just... I'm probably going to try and ask for some food from her. I expect her to kind of give me the grief about it, but I am going to try and get food and bring it down here to these guys.
Okay. Basically, she's quite intimidated by talking wall of stone talk, so she quite happily gives you some food, intrigued by how you're going to eat it, and hands it to you so you bring it back. Obviously, you probably wouldn't have fed the dwarves if you told her that. Conrad has entered the area.
Which is why I didn't tell her that.
Well, I had to take a while to get there. I have to follow the passageway, don't I?
Indeed. This area appears to contain 5 shaven dwarves.
Terrible.
1 human.
So are they all okay? None of them are injured?
Other than the fact they've had their beards shaved off and they're exhausted from being almost worked to utter exhaustion, they appear to be fine.
What do they know about this place?
Nothing. They were captured by the giants, stripped of all their weapons, had their beards shaved off for sport, and then they're made to work the bellows until they collapse from exhaustion, and the next one has to take over. And the dwarves just basically the two giants that were in here were very cruel to them. And offered to follow you into the jaws of hell to kill the remaining giants, even though they can barely stand upright.
Well, we've got good news and we've got bad news. The good news is they're all rescued and they can all get back to Sandpoint, and the bad news is not yet. I mean, I don't think we should take them. If I was you, I would just stay here, right? Because that little passageway we came in is probably that cave that we were in is probably the best defensive position.
No, that sounds well. The idea of holding this position defensively, they all basically again hold their weapons up and go, we will defend the human with our very lives.
Yeah, so if you defend that room there, I mean, if push comes to shove, you can always, there's a passageway that leads out to the cliff face. Admittedly, there is a drop, but hey, yeah, but that backs out to where the outside, so at least you get fresh air. And you hold that place. I wouldn't take you any further into the dungeon, because that would be a bit risky.
Not that we don't think you'd survive, just we don't want you to get killed.
Small difference.
Indeed.
We could get them.
I've only got one wee slight problem. But all of this is how what happens if the cook finds them.
Oh, the cook tends to stay in the kitchen.
Why don't we get them to look after Rannick?
Aye, they can look after Rannick. That's the whole idea. Is if they hold that position, they've got a passageway out to fresh air, and Rannick just happens to be halfway along it.
Rannick's going to be fine. I got him out of there.
I know, but come on.
And I made sure
we're giving them a purpose. We're giving them something to do that's honourable.
Exactly. It's very good. In the meantime, Jelsa, you and Arida, who's probably stopped being a netting by now.
So
yes.
Yeah. So
which
anybody
might have surprised the cook. I don't know.
Bugger, I didn't mean to do that.
What did you do?
You had a boost. You had a permanent boost on your stealth, didn't you? No. Maybe you didn't. That's okay.
I'll have a look in my inventory and see if there's something that does that.
Maybe you didn't, so that's okay.
I'm not very good at remembering my magic stuff.
The inventories are getting quite full, aren't they? In the meantime, Irina and Jelsa, who's still too big, I need to I'll sort that out now. Not that Jelsa's too big, Irina's too big. Have been identifying all the items that the Earth Elemental deposited. Therefore, I have ID'd all the items in the party sheet.
Oh, thank you very much.
And that's kind of why I was carrying the glowy things back here, so that you guys could identify them.
Very, very kind of you. Made things much easier. Cool. Okay, well. Dundrab might want that potion to replace the one he used.
Yeah, the shield, that shield's got that symbol on the shield is that's from home.
If it's from your home, you should have it.
Yeah, that's the family that basically is Andron rebuilt it after the rendering, and they outlawed slavery as well.
Okay. It's all eerily rather quiet at the moment. Your plan.
Looking through the loot to see if there's anything there that I want or can use, and the answer is not really.
Dink. Sheet.
Give the potion to Donald the Dread, are we?
Figured he used his intangibility already, and this will let him replace it.
Yep. There's a Cloak of Elvenkind, which is probably what improves your stealth. If you had one, Irina.
I've got one already.
I mean, I don't mind if nobody else wants that shield. I'll take the shield.
I see what you mean. Yes, you might have whatever, undone its effect. That's the word.
Yes. If I do that, your stealth should be yeah, see, that fixed it. I just had to put it in the actual cloak, so then it doesn't get accidentally deleted.
I appreciate that.
If anyone wants a Cloak of Elvenkind, which I do need to fix, it's in the party. It's in the party pool. Breastplate of Fortification. Don't dread mind on the breastplate of Fortification.
The thing is, it's weaker than the plate mail of Aegis.
Free reroll on soak rolls.
Rerolls on soak rolls.
Yes, basically you get when soaking damage while wearing a the breastplate of Fortification. You get a free reroll on your soak roll. So for 1 penny, you get 2 soak attempts.
So, see plate mail of Aegis. That's heavy armor, is it not? Oh, right, armor heavy. Yeah, so it's plus. So that's just +5 armor. Is that right?
The breastplate of Fortification is only +4 armor.
Yeah. So the breastplate I've got is heavier, but it's not. Doesn't actually give you any abilities, does it? No, it doesn't.
No, the armor you're wearing at the moment gives you +1. Has a bonus. Is basically improved armor protection, but it doesn't have any other magical enchantments. Whereas this breastplate of fortification, yes, you'll lose a point of armor, but at the same time you will the ability to get free rolls on soak, basically.
Okay, this is going to require some shuffling.
Well, I could dump the other armor back in there, and you can leave it behind. Well, actually, if you want to carry them, you have to shuffle them later. So, does anyone want the Cloak of Elvenkind?
I've already got one. I recommend it to others, but has Rannick got one?
I think Rannick's got either boat. I think Rannick's got the boots. So if either Jelsa or Donrad want it, they're welcome to it.
Jelsa don't like a lot of things that just, flop around her.
Yeah, Rannick's got the boots of Elvenkind, which reroll stealth, don't they?
This don't reroll well. This adds a 1d to his stealth without a reroll.
They'll stack then.
It would stack, so we'll give that to Rannick Stumblefoot.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Anyone want to?
Yeah, because otherwise maybe that'll work for cover, because the guy doesn't know how to take cover.
Let's give the potion of heal to Rannick as well, because he seems to know how to deal with that.
I don't know. Can Rannick wear armor?
He's got some kind of rhino armor, rhino hide.
Yeah,
so he won't want the he won't want the thick armor.
Right.
I like my pink lace gloves. Those are cool.
Right. Moving on.
Did it drop then? Yes, plate mail
shit.
dropped.
Yeah.
Yes, so that actually stops me being encumbered. What?
Okay, right. Well, leaving that stuff behind, so no problem at all. Okay, off we go. Oh, off you go. What's your plan, peoples?
I guess.
Oh, did you say waiting before that? You wanted to wait for an hour to get your PowerPoints back, because the only reason I asked that is because that.
Yeah, well, with eating and searching for stuff, I just been sitting here kicking my feet against this table.
Let's have a rest and recuperate before we move on. Definitely.
Do you guys want to go back and check on Rannick?
Yeah.
I've noticed not one person has asked 3-foot Jelsa how she managed to drag Rannick out of there.
Well, that's what I bitched about that earlier on, the fact that you'd be holding out on I couldn't understand. Well, for starters, I turned invulnerable, then I stepped through the giant to get to Rannick. Rannick was missing. And then I say, so what? I don't get it. Was that a potion of, what was that, wand of speed?
So just say, was babbling on, so she never told you.
How many PowerPoints to get back in an hour?
5.
Thank you.
Well, I've got a wand of speed. She must have a wand of speed as well.
Now, a wand of speed wouldn't explain how a 3-foot Jelsa lifted 6'8" Rannick.
Go on, tell us how you did it. You know you want to.
That's it. You know what wizards are like? It'll be a whole magic circle thing. I'm not telling you how it's done.
Well, you see, back in Sandpoint, after we were in the fight, I was sitting up on the wall, staring out at the trees, thinking how much I wanted to be back in Omest and how nice it used to be to sit in the tree branches. And I closed my eyes and was picturing the tree branches. And then I was in the tree branches, sitting there, and it's like, what the hell? And And then I thought about it, and the gnomes had said you can do stuff like that. I guess they call it like teleport or something. So I played around with it a little bit. You can't go really very far, and you got to be able to picture where you want to go. And I wasn't sure it was going to work, but it really, oh, you wouldn't believe it. And it took him too.
Well done.
But I couldn't tell you how it works because, well,
I don't know. I've got no idea. When the snake lady teleported away, I was like, she's going to be in the next room. She's going to be in the next room, and she wasn't there.
well, I don't know about hers, but I know I can't. When I was playing around with it, because I wanted to see if it was something I could do when I wanted to, if it was just something that was going to happen randomly, which would have been kind of annoying. But I found if I squeezed my eyes tight and pictured where I wanted to be, as long as it was somewhere, I could see or I could picture, because, I left him at the entrance of the cave where we came in, the little narrow hallway, because I didn't think the giants could get to him down there and that he'd have time to recover. I left a message for him if he wakes up before we get back.
Right, so I take this. I mean, God, I can eat anything. I've got a strong stomach. Yeah, I'm definitely going to eat the giant's food, because I could seriously do with a sit down and a wee nap right now because I'm a bit fatigued. But we're going to have to go and did they specify what the best way to go down to kill Morkram was?
The fastest way is to pass the Lamias and those baby dragons. The easier way is probably the other way.
The longer way.
But we're talking about killing the Lamian monster mothers.
Well, the Lamias, didn't you say, Bert, that the Lamias had enchanted the dragons, or didn't Connor say that? And that their marks.
I saw the dragons had little marky things on their forehead, and someone said that was probably because they were enchanted.
Well, and Connor also said that they were marked for sacrifice. Those marks, those are the same marks that we see as tattoos. Maybe that's ones that he's going to get rid of first because they know too much. And they were both red dragons, so I'm a little concerned that they might belong in some way to that red dragon that attacked Sandpoint, but then gave Bert all the helpful information about how to get in here.
Well, we could find out. At least two of us could turn into red dragons and go in there, thus automatically having them at least willing to talk to us.
Okay, I'll be honest with this one. I'm not exactly impartial here. I would quite like to go and kill the cultists. Just because they're cultists.
What was that, Kev?
Red dragons are territorial, by the way.
Okay. So in all likelihood, the other one isn't going to want these two around. I just thought that if we were young,
no, what I'm saying is, if you turned into red dragons and walked in there, the other red dragons might.
I see.
Sorry, doing a bit of rejigging and moving furniture while you were talking.
Fair enough. I'm just thinking that if these are the offspring of that other red dragon and we were to make peace with them and rescue them, that might earn us a dragon in our debt, which is no bad thing. But then I'm trying to remember which ones are supposed to be the good dragons and which ones are supposed to be the evils. Is it metallic are good and coloured are evil?
It's the metallic dragons are considered good most of the time.
Yeah, metallic dragons are good, and the rest of them are all evil.
In that case,
we defeated it. It was tolerating us as long as we split the treasure with us.
Yeah.
Yes, don't think. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you probably ought to keep a share of the treasure to give it later on.
Well, if these are his offspring, then that's all the treasure he gets if we save them. I mean, he should count that, right?
Longtooth was a young dragon himself, not very young.
So not old enough to be.
Two young red dragons, actually. No, I think Longtooth. What was Longtooth then? I'm going to have to look that up now.
Longtooth is a name, suggests though.
Longtooth. Longtooth is proud. Let's have a look. Let's compare stats. Yes. There's some cool. Oh, they've got names. Okay, and there's Longtooth. The stats. Yeah, probably Longtooth is they're about yeah, they're probably about as big and as old as Longtooth was. They're probably not his kids, as it were.
And if they're territorial, in that case, they'd want to not be anywhere near each other, so it would have the opposite effect.
Indeed, it might. Yes.
Okay, now we know. There was some armor that we couldn't carry anyway, and other stuff that we didn't bother taking. We could give all of that to the dragon.
Indeed, I'll assume that for want of a better description. Now I'm just going to turn on what you could what you guys could see. So when Bert came up here,
we can give it the magic.
Look down the corridor because I didn't actually give you the description. Just going to borrow you, Bert. The doors to this room are made of stone and carved with an immense 7-pointed star. That was back there. Obviously, that was where you saw the Cave of the Dragons. So I just realised I hadn't given you the description for that area. So there you go. Move you all back. So basically, yeah. So hang on. If I don't know what you could see again, you probably can't see it. You've got line of sight. So if I borrow Bert, if we come down here, from the description Konia gave was basically if you continue down that way, because she did say the southeast corner of the caves, this would be because the other route was the direct one, but she did warn you that would take you past the Labyrinth. But obviously, this other route would take you to the same place because the cave's like in a circular system.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, yes. Let's see how well this goes. This is going to be probably incredibly catastrophic, but we shall give it a go. We go.
It's a potion bottle.
Can you guess what it is?
Oh, right. It's a money bag.
Can't say that sort of thing anymore, can you?
No, you're not supposed to. I thought it was somebody about to hold up a money bag.
I think so.
Yeah. So then we're coming back up here. Then we're going around like so. This is a map Connie drew for you earlier, and I decided I better draw it.
Well, take your time, because every second gets us closer to Rennick recuperating and catching up with us. Don't, he'll just get himself killed.
I've got to decide whether or not you're going to go down the hard way or the easy way. And I can't really be involved in that discussion because I've got a biased opinion. I just want to go and kill the priests.
Yeah.
First of all, were the cultists of Lamia allied with this Montmorian or whatever his name is?
That's basically the map she gives you.
Because if they are, we might want to eliminate them before they can join the fight to help him. Should it come to that?
That's a very good idea.
You are there. So that's the map. That's the map Connor draws you.
I'm going AFK to go and get Tavis from the bus stop, and then he'll be at my keyboard instead of me after that. But
well,
I'm taking.
That's as you say. It's probably a good place to leave it, so everyone gets 5 power points back from resting, and I think that's a logical place to leave it with everyone around and back, isn't it? And so yeah, basically, I'm getting some very interesting mouse update errors. I'm not sure why. Mouse update system no reference exception. I think it's everyone spending power points.
And then, so I'm assuming we're going back to get Rannick now too. Don't tell him what I did because he'll be mad because for all I know, we could have when I got him to go with me, we could have exploded or something.
The second I put I put the mouse over the map I made, I get console errors. Very interesting. Very annoying.
I don't think I'll explain it to Rannick because I don't really understand it myself. I don't really get the whole thing.
So basically, what I was going to say was that corridor. So that corridor up there is the one that ends in the doors.
Wow, Discord's gone completely nuts. I can't understand a word.
And that's the way out. So that's where we shall leave it. A bit of a quite aftermath of everything else, and obviously then next week you can with PowerPoints restored. You can deal with Rannick and press onwards, downwards to the lower level, and the door that Connor doesn't know how you will get through. We shall see what happens then.
Well, maybe Joseph's skills will help with that.
Let's hope so.
And maybe
I
not.
suppose if Bert's willing to shape change again, he could always just bypass the door and go through the wall. Maybe open.
Well, if it's got some kind of
right, sorry, I've got that press wrong. Hopefully next week we'll have less technical issues and my restores will have finished. I'll have all my data back and fancy